The sky is lit up in a flickering orange around the church, which is why the majority of you aren't going to catch on to this right away. But anybody who got a 3 or higher is going to notice that that eerie orange glow that's surrounding the church seems to be spreading throughout the entire city skyscape. Except it's not really orange. Once you start getting further and further away from the church, it seems to be taking on a just this eerie red glow.
Can I sense the unseen on it?
You can. Sense the unseen, not really needing a test for that one. Sense the unseen is going to have it glowing this brilliant crimson, like almost like the gas of a neon light.
Oh.
Also, those heightened senses are not just dominant over your sight. You're also going to pick up all of your senses on that one. And there's just this eerie sense, this background moaning.
Do you guys hear that?
Let me.
I
Should
think
I
it's
add
coming
my
from the cloud.
heightened senses?
Heightened
Did that
senses
roll?
isn't going to pick this up, but all you're going to hear is just gunshots and screaming.
Okay.
It is a total war zone.
What is it you hear?
The moaning, like death wails. And I think it's coming from that cloud that's coming from the church.
Loud. He looks up.
You guys
and
don't
kinda
see
looks
that?
around.
I'll look up.
He'll also he's turning
If-
on his heightened senses as
When
well.
you're
but
when it's put to your attention, you will notice that the sky just gets an eerie reddish glow. If you look straight up, you still see the night sky, still just the clouds and the deep blue, but like almost like a strange mist curtain surrounding the city.
Wow.
What do you think that is?
I don't know, but it doesn't seem good. Let's get away from that. And he'll start backing away.
Yeah, it's best to hurry.
The course that Emil had kind of suggested, now seeing the red mist, kind of does skirt that edge.
It does, in fact. You will notice that from the southeast of the city is where that red is the strongest.
Just the southeast.
Yes.
So that's the direction that we're headed.
Yeah, can we tell that it's
You're
moving
kind
at
of
this
headed
time,
towards
or
the
is it
northeast,
slow?
but if you're trying to skirt around everything, then yes, the southeast is exactly where you're heading.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Was like we're kind of running along that southeastern line,
Yeah.
or that's the goal, anyways. Well, let's everyone, please do keep your ears open. Let's try to move. I guess I'll say tactically through this. And Emil's just going to, not really understanding what the red mist is. Like he's gonna try to keep it like in his mind, but what he's really trying to listen for is like, you know, the sound of like people moving in tandem, gunfire, those things that are like obvious threats
Yes.
to him. And I'm gonna try to just use what I can of my heightened senses to avoid the majority of that.
That's a good idea.
I'm following the mill. I'm leveling that shotgun, like right behind him, scanning, making sure nobody's coming up on us.
All right. Let's see. You're heading from there to there, so 1, 2. What we're going to do is I'm going to roll 3d10. And we're going to see exactly how this little adventure happens as you're traveling up towards that little promenade area.
How many anarchs we have to kill?
Prophet is going to use Silence of Death and then rouse for unseen passage.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You gotta put the space between the roll and
Okay.
yeah. It's a common mistake and easy one to make.
Okay.
Is rolling low good for us or bad for us? For our podcast listeners, that is a 1, a 1, and a 4.
As you are wandering, and you get past around the area where that church is, which is probably a very nerve-wracking area, because not only is this place on fire, you have to realize that the wooden roof is starting to collapse in on itself.
Mm.
And there are pieces of tinder that are starting to collapse down into the street. So, as we're walking past that church, how about everybody gives me a resolve and composure? Trying to keep this down to minimal rolling, but I figure frenzy checks are important.
Rolling is fun.
Well, Paul does fine.
Woo! 26 successes.
I don't think the number total is really going to matter, but let's see.
1, 2,
Okay.
3.
Paul is able to hold his own. Benny can hold his own.
Then you got a crit.
Yep. I think all of you are fine, actually. Yes, all of you seem fine. As nerve-wracking as it is, you understand that there are things that you have to get done tonight. And you're able to hold your own, even with that slight tingle of, if you were just a little closer to this. There's a sense of staring into the abyss. What would it feel like to just wander into that fire? Now, I do need to know, since you guys can see that red mist curtain that would be on your right sides, which way are you planning on going to get to where you're headed? Like towards the antenna or towards the terrace would be a good way of putting it.
I was thinking closer toward the antenna.
Closer to the antenna?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I agree with that.
to kind of navigate the terrace is we're putting ourselves closer to the church for a longer duration than it would be headed toward antenna.
True. Slightly past the church, you're going to notice that the sounds of gunfire and sounds of the yelling they're starting to fade off, maybe more towards the north and towards the west. And you're going to end up coming across something that seems pretty out of place. There's what looks like a blockade. I'm not sure if have any of you ever experienced or seen how they handle car accidents in the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. They basically put up large chain link fence completely surrounding the wreck.
Mm-hmm.
And they're covered with these large green opaque sheets so that people can't see what's going on inside. This is what they do if there's a fender bender over there. It's basically just to avoid more accidents from rubberneckers and stuff. You have a very large setup as if there was an accident in a clearing. What you can hear, however, are very large generators. And what you can see are very large spotlights pointing down onto this area. How would you guys proceed through that?
Approximately how big is that area?
Maybe a couple of thousand square feet. It's sizable.
It's a sizable.
And
Is
where
it
on the
just
where
blocking
are
the
we at?
road?
Yeah, as I say, where are we at on the map?
We are going to say, I wish I could see street names.
I can add one of the other maps here if you'd like.
Let me see. Well, I'm looking at this. It is at the very beginning of the Ovinsky Trail, I think it's pronounced. It's just south of the church.
Okay, so like on the Owlbear map, like
Oh,
down here.
you know what? I completely forgot I could do that again already.
No, you're good. I
So
think what you're talking about is like
that's
right here.
exactly where it is, yeah.
Okay.
So right around there, you're going to see that. You will see some very large vehicles behind that fencing, though.
So there's no clear way around it.
You guys could probably get your way around it. I'm just letting you know that it's there.
Well, is not inclined for any exploration, so he's
Yeah,
more than happy to go around.
It's pretty much taking this whole area up, now that I remember that I can do that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I suppose we better head north around that.
Okay, are there?
Hmm?
do we want to skirt it and kind of head around?
Yeah, I believe that would probably be best. Are there any like underpass tunnels through here?
No, not over here.
So it's either through or over.
You can skirt around it if
Okay.
you really wanted to. Like you could,
So,
no, I don't want to draw. You could like go this way. But you probably have to do like a stealth check,
Okay.
you know?
Um,
I'm okay with sneaking around.
There are people talking from within. You can hear that.
can I kind of turn an ear and just try to listen in on what's being said, like what it sounds like they're saying?
Sure. Give me wits awareness and go ahead and add your aspects onto that as well.
I'd like to do the same.
Okay.
Um,
I suppose I'll do the same.
I don't know that I want to spend a willpower yet, so I will settle with my 2 successes.
Okay. It's probably safe.
1, 2,
Uh-oh.
3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So everybody but me, I think, got 4.
I got. Yeah. Oh, I did get 4. I was counting 3 for some reason.
Nice. All right. Everybody who, I guess just for Emil, you're going to pick up them talking about clearing buildings, rushing in, finding culprits, and trying to get just standard civilians out of the way as much as possible, possibly evacuating the area.
Okay. And does it just sound like normal voices? Does it sound like they're like muffled by anything, or like
They
do
do
have to
sound like there's a small amount of mechanical added as if they're like talking into microphones.
Okay.
Everybody who got the hire, Everybody who got the hire is going to hear more about orders and possibly trying to figure out whether or not they are meant to shoot, whether or not they're supposed to shoot on sight to kill or capture blank bodies.
That'll raise an alarm with Paul.
Yeah.
I think those are the same kind that were at the church, and I think they know more about us than we expected.
Are you certain?
I definitely heard them say blank body, and that's a term I've heard before that they use for us.
We should keep moving and get away from them as quickly as possible.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Mekhet,
Yes.
while everyone's kind of filtering to start trying to subvert this place, Emil's going to reach down in his pocket and pull out a pager and is going to send a message over the pager that just says SI SOS.
All right.
And send that and drop the pager back in his pocket as he kind of follows behind everybody else.
All right. I will go ahead and make a note on that. All right. And how are you all handling this?
I believe we're all going to stealth.
Sneaky.
Yeah, I'm not the best, but he's gonna try.
I've still got that. I believe we've got that ghoul with me as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you do. And he has no idea what's going on. He is not happy about the situation at all.
I just kind of tell him, keep moving, we survive. We stop moving, we don't.
He just
Think fish.
he just keeps swimming. He breathes in very deeply and just frantically nods his head.
All right.
So
So I guess the two of us are going to be the first to try to cross as quickly and stealthily as possible.
okay. So let's go ahead and I guess that will be
Emil?
a Dex plus Stealth.
Emil is going to speak up, and you all go ahead. Try to stay as quiet as you possibly can. I will cover. And if for some reason they notice, we adjust on the fly. And I'm going to rouse for fleetness.
Okay.
I will
Oh.
succeed.
I have a bit of a weird question.
Sure.
So, how much sound does Soaring Leap make?
I think
trying to
it's
decide if it's better to risk that versus stealth across.
I think it's more how you land. That
because we're just kind of going across the open street, right?
yes. Now I will
So
say
if-
that if you use Soaring Leap, there is always a chance that people who are on the other side of that blockade could see you.
That's true.
But by all means.
Okay, so from right now it looks like we have 3 from Dr. Ford, 2 from Mr. Prophet, who is obfuscated, 1, 2 from Benjamin, and a critical success for 5 from Emil.
Okay, no pressure.
And how much should we roll for the ghoul?
For the ghoul, I'm going to go ahead and handle that.
Okay.
So do not worry on that one. Let's see.
That's Paul with 3. And the ghoul with 3.
All right. I'm liking this.
Okay. With all of the noise and distraction, I don't see there's any reason why you guys can't all slip past this without much of a problem. As long as you don't do anything that's going to overtly draw attention to you. So, were you guys thinking about going north or further west past these guys?
Thinking initially we were planning on going further west, like northwest.
Yeah,
Or east.
Or yeah, sorry, northeast.
northeast. That's true.
Let's not
Sorry,
go back.
I misspoke. I said west. Um, all right. So you're heading basically towards the antenna.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't see this being that big of a trek, other than time consuming because you guys are trying to be stealthy. But you are skirting along that red mist. And it's a pretty interesting thing that you're seeing, because if you're right next to it, you're right next to where that mist is, on several streets you'll be able to actually see it, where it seems to actually be touching the ground, and it's almost like a fogger. Behind it, you can actually see where it's coming from, where there's these what look like basically smoker machines. It's a very large, almost air conditioning unit on the back of a truck, and they seem to be placed every like half a block or so.
And do these trucks look like just like, are they like U-Hauls or are they like military trucks?
These are large. You really can't make out the color because of the red,
Mm-hmm.
but they are large cloth-topped military-style trucks.
And do they have military markings on them?
They do have a strange marking on them, actually. You can't really pin them down to any local government that you've seen. But they do have what looks kind of like a... Let's see. I think I actually have something I can share with you here. But yes, that's the symbol that you see on the side of the trucks.
History occult?
History occult. Go ahead and
Occult.
go ahead and roll intelligence plus occult.
Historical specialty?
Historical specialty. Given the situation, I will actually get. I'll let that pass. Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead. Oh wow. 5 successes on that one. With your 5 successes, that symbol seems to have come into play sometime around the 1940s. It is a symbol that is used by the personal Vatican military.
Holy shit. Do you guys know what that symbol is? On the trucks?
I don't know what it means, but it looks kind of familiar.
Yeah, it's from the Vatican.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, we thought they knew about us, so. Think those are all hunters?
I think it's
Has
safe
to
to
be.
say absolutely. This is...
We are on extra high alert. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and blush of life.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The ghoul, whose name is Samuel, is his eyes look like they're about to burst out of his skull.
My hunger will increase by 1 for Blush of Life.
I'll look at the ghoul and go like, it's better to know than not know.
This is, I believe, Kustos' suspicion that the Anarchs weren't directly responsible is
Would
correct.
they be crazy enough to call a tip in on us?
Someone certainly did.
Well, first we survive, then we try to complete our task, and then we try to figure out what the heck happened.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Words.
The oh shit moment of we're going to have to deal with the Second Inquisition.
Sorry, what'd you say?
The oh shit moment of we're going to have to deal with the Second Inquisition.
Yeah. Oh boy. Emil is keeping his composure, but it definitely has this highly concerned look on his face. We'll proceed to try to make our way in the direction of antenna.
Okay. It doesn't take that long for you to actually reach the antenna, as long as you're just trying to skirt that gas line. It does seem like most of the fighting is taking place further to the west and possibly to the north. But like the echoes in the alley, it's almost impossible. When you hear a gunshot, you hear it all around you. Now, the antenna itself is pretty much a high ground marker for the city. It's one of the highest points that you'd be able to actually see anything that's going on. But you are getting pretty close to more of a populated area. Right now, you're kind of just walking through the. I guess the best way of putting it, you're walking more through like the ghettos of the city at the moment.
Okay.
After you guys get to the antenna building, what would be your thoughts on the next move?
We can always go in order of what's closest. Weapons, blood, get the statue last, and head back.
I think that's a good idea.
That works for me.
Well, there's definitely a there's definitely a strategical benefit to getting your weapons first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that would put us in the path of going back to the Haven on our way back. So if we needed to stop there, that works too.
Very true. Very true. So across the street from the antenna itself, you're going to come across a block that looks like they were having some type of possible block party. It's crossing the street. You're basically going into a better part of town, and what you can see is a whole area that has been it's been messed up basically from people running, but you could see that there were chairs set up, there were city barricades set up so that cars couldn't come through that road. There's a police van further down the road, and what looks like a small stage where somebody might have been performing at some point, but everything's just kind of been left.
Is the police van inside the mist?
No, it is not. It's if you get to the road where you would be crossing the street, it is to your west, closer to where where Kuskos has said that the weapons dump is.
You guys want to hit up the van, see if they have any weapons that they left?
Sure.
Weapons,
didn't hurt.
handcuffs, keys
It's
in the
odd that it's
van,
abandoned.
They may have other resources, information.
walkie-talkie, so I can hear them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
precisely what I was thinking. And see if they're communicating over the radios any.
So you're heading to the police van?
Yeah.
Okay. It is it's an 8-seater van. It looks like something that they were just that they could shove people into. But what kind of investigation are you going to do on this machine here?
Mill just wants to see if he can hear the radios, and see if he can listen in on any of the communications that maybe local law enforcement's seems to be carrying on.
Okay. If you open the front door, which the front door is just open on the thing, it wasn't even closed all the way. But when you open the front door, you do see a radio, which is built into basically a docking system that they have put up. I'm assuming you're turning it on.
Yeah. I was about to say I'll turn it on if it's not already on.
Okay, it's just going to be a high-pitched squealing sound.
Yeah, after a couple seconds of that, ringing his rubbing one of his ears from heightened senses, just making that even worse.
Yeah.
He's gonna turn that off.
Are there keys in this thing?
There are no keys, unfortunately, no.
Hey, one of you able to hotwire this?
Hold my purse.
I'm not exactly the one to talk to about that.
Nice.
I don't know that. While a faster means of transportation would be nice, I imagine we've seen handfuls of barricades through the streets as we've been coming.
Yeah, I mean this street alone would be difficult to get this place through, to get this van through.
It's like, well, I can hotwire it, I bet, but let's not. We should just keep moving.
We'll keep this in mind for a distraction later. If we need to, we can, hotwire it, put a heavy something on the gas pedal, and send it down the street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking about an exit strategy.
Understood.
Sounds good to me.
Does anybody else find anything in the van?
If you guys, where exactly? How would you be looking? Where would you be looking? Details, that stuff.
I'm looking like glove box in the cab of the van.
I just pop up in the back, hop in and look around.
The glove box, you're not really going to find much in there. Maybe an owner's manual, maybe a small sign-in sheet of who has the van at any given time. As for the back, there's really not much, like the passenger back.
I'm thinking like the back, like the trunk that they would probably shove people in.
Did they forget anyone?
The actual back doors of the van it is locked. It is a vehicle.
Does my crowbar change that?
Your crowbar can definitely change that. If you want to do a huh?
Is there an unlock button in the front?
Is there an unlock button in the front? There is not an unlock button in the front.
Ugh.
This is an old van. Somebody can try to pick the lock, or somebody can use the crowbar to try to get it open if they want.
Paul will move and place the crowbar in the crack unless someone seems to have the know-how to pick that lock. I'll look back at 1 second. At Prophet, since he seemed to be the most savvy with those sorts of things.
Prophet's opposite.
Any objection? Oh, damn it.
Prophet's going to go
Where
palm
did he
the
go?
signature list. Yeah.
I think that I think the best person who could possibly do this would be Paul. Looking at your character sheet,
Yeah, would it be
it's
strength melee?
if you're trying to pick the lock, it's going to be larceny plus dexterity. If you're trying to force it open, it's going to be strength plus brawl.
I could try to pick the lock.
Obviously,
do we have any lock picking?
I don't think anybody has any lock picking stuff on
Yeah.
them, but you could find a small something.
Yeah.
I'll check the visor for a set of keys.
Okay. Tell you what. Go ahead and roll 1d10 just to see if you get lucky on that.
9.
Okay, yeah, no, the keys just topple right out of the visor.
Emil,
What is this, a movie?
As
Emil,
Paul raises the crowbar, he hears the jingle of keys.
Emil standing behind you, just shaking the keys.
Good.
I
You found them.
think people actually did that. Interesting. I will make a note of the names on the sign-out log for the van, though.
Okay, it's basically just a list of the last people who have used it for the past week. Okay, so we use the keys to open that door, I'm assuming. Or are you guys like, well, we got the keys, let's use the crowbar?
Those keys are nice, right?
He'll just gesture to Emil and say, after you.
Emil unlocked the back of the door.
Okay. You pop open the door, and there's going to be a few things back here. First off, we are going to find... Just going to go ahead and roll for this one. Yeah, sure. What the hell? You guys are going to find seven police issue ballistic vests.
Wait.
Yep, just go ahead and grab one of those for everybody.
Absolutely.
And I'll put on 3.
You'll put on 3?
No,
We need one for the ghoul.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's true.
No, he doesn't get any.
Oh my god. These are all going to have...
Bullet sponge.
These are all going to have a level 6 armor value. So they will soak the first 6 levels of ballistic damage you take.
Nice.
That doesn't mean they're destroyed. That just means they're going to take the first 6 level damages. So if I roll damage and you guys take 7, you're only going to take 1. All right?
Is it still useful after that though?
It is still useful after that to a point. Eventually, I'll be like, you've been hit too much. This thing's garbage. However, it is going to be a 1 dice penalty roll on all dexterity rolls. So you're going to have to choose whether or not dexterity or hit points is more important.
Well, that's an easy choice for me. As you see me taking off shirt, putting it on, putting shirt back on over it. As I take off my shirt, you can see big burned holes in my side.
Yeah.
Oof.
This might help a little.
Do these vests say like police on the backs? Like have all the logos and everything?
On across the chest and across the front, it will say police, but it will say it in Czech.
Okay. Yeah, Paul will put his on over his shirt.
Is there a face cover?
No, it's just the vests in here.
Just the best.
Yeah, it's just torso.
Are there any other-
unfortunately?
Are there any other official looking clothing?
Official
like a
looking
helmet or a hat or
clothing?
anything? Yeah.
Official looking clothing, unfortunately not. However, because I'm nice sometimes. Well, shit. Apparently, I'm nice a lot. I'm going to go ahead and say that there's a couple of smoke bombs in there. Police issue, like distraction ballistics.
Flashbangs?
Huh?
Yep,
Sweet.
Cool.
just two.
Prophet unobfuscates, takes a vest, and is eyeing one of the grenades.
I think someone was
nobody else
looking
is
I'm good
gonna
with
go.
grenade. Paul jumps. I thought you were over there.
By all means, whoever wishes to have them can have them.
I quickly grab one of the grenades.
Yeah, I don't have the best aim. That someone else should probably take those.
I was never
It's a
good
grenade.
at baseball.
That's the best part about it. You don't have to have good aim.
I mean, that's not wrong.
Close enough counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
So
Emil will take off because all he's wearing is like a dress coat. He's
Mhm.
not actually wearing anything underneath it, so he'll take the dress coat off, put the ballistic vest on, and then put his coat back over it and button it.
Okay. Are you guys just taking enough of the vest for you to wear, or what are you thinking with the others?
I'll put one on the ghoul and go, here, buddy, come here.
We should have two
He will
extra. Can
very
he carry them?
enthusiastically put it on. What'd you say?
So we used 5, but we had 7, or we found 7.
Are
Could we
any of you not using one?
I'm definitely put it on.
Okay, so all of you plus the ghoul is wearing one, so there's one left over.
Okay. Oh, that's right. So could he carry the extra just in case?
He can carry it, but I'm gonna let you know from personal experience, these things are very bulky and cumbersome, and he will not be able to do much else.
Emil just grabs the other vest. Samuel, darling, make yourself useful. He throws him the vest.
All right. He holds it and he folds it as best as he can. They do not fold very easily. The plates kind of make it difficult, but he can kind of hold one under his arm as he's going.
And on the map, that puts us, I believe, you said like right around here?
Let's see. You're probably about right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we're not that far from...
No, you're right next to the thing.
Okay.
The building that you're coming up to kind of has an awkward point to it. But yes, you're right on the corner of the building that Kuskos mentioned is a weapons dump.
Go ahead and try to just move in that general direction.
Okay.
And, listening, making sure we're not walking up on anything, kind of glancing to see what's going on down this street as well.
Okay. I'm glad that you're at least being aware. Can I get a wits and awareness from you since you're doing that?
You certainly can. I can't promise it'll be good.
Oh, I'm actually more happy if it's not.
I'm sure you are. 1, 2, just 2 successes.
Two
Unfortunate.
successes. 2 successes. You're going to notice something out of the ordinary when you turn around the corner, and there's a smaller church in front. It's actually it connects to one of the cathedrals,
Okay.
but there's a small offset like chapel area right across the street on the other side of the building. So I don't know why I keep trying to do this verbally. It's over here.
Okay.
Okay, actually, there's a cross mark pointing directly to where the cathedral is, and the church is this tiny building right here.
Okay.
You will see probably one of the if your heart beat, it would probably stop for a second as you actually see a fully out kitted, fully geared. You could guess SWAT member. He has not quite noticed you, but he's in full black fatigues. He's wearing a pretty impressive set of armor, and he has a very strange, large helmet on, and he's carrying a very large gun.
Emil will see that and immediately round back the corner.
Now, it doesn't seem like he's noticed you,
Yeah.
but
With his back kind of to this wall here, can he still see? Can he look down this road and see if there's anything happening down here?
you can, and there doesn't really seem to be much going on, except for the fact that you actually see a couple of people walking hand in hand like nothing's happening, like idiots, down towards the freaking plaza that's down that way.
Okay.
In a few seconds, you're going to hear yelling as
Okay.
somebody tells them to get against the wall, and why aren't you in your homes?
And just gonna sit and watch that.
Yeah,
He'll
they're
probably
just walking down this way.
Okay. He's probably gonna like I imagine his back is up against that wall right there at
Probably
the
a good
corner.
idea.
And he's looking back down the street toward where everybody else is, just kind of
Okay.
gesturing to them that something has happened, like just a hand sign, just kind of like a light wave of like, come here, but don't come over here loudly,
Yeah. Samuel the ghoul nearly throws himself into a bush at seeing that you're pointing something out. He's not having the danger.
So Dr. Ford walks over to Samuel and she says, either we're going to die or we're not. Just got to keep calm.
Can you?
She offers him. Oh.
Can you, Dr. Ford, you've been so kind to Samuel this whole time. Could you possibly give me a charisma plus persuasion for this poor kid? I was checking to see if you had leadership or something, but persuasion works just as well.
Nope. Okay. All right.
This is more rolls than I like to do.
I'm sorry.
I was just saying this is no. It's I typically just don't do this many. Let's see. 3. He seems to gather himself a little bit better and takes a deep breath, gets out of the bush. Okay. Is there anything I can do to help?
So for now, we just need to follow the lead, remain calm, and stick together.
He turns to Emil. If I can be of a service.
Emil's got a look on his face like he's trying to like strategize some kind of plan, but like he keeps looking back down the road where he sees those two people getting put up against the wall, like
Yeah,
trying to get more information.
You see 3 more of those guys who are dressed up like that. Pretty much accost them. Put against the wall. They seem to be scanning them with something. And then after a couple of seconds, they literally just kind of like grab them by the back of the neck and force them in a direction until they're out of sight.
Like frog marching them home.
Yeah.
All right. You see Emil's eyes kind of like frantically, like just scan, like looking back and forth as he's like kind of getting lost in thought.
And the question is, do we need some kind of distraction?
That is exactly where I was trying to get to. I'm just trying to think of how. There's a single guard just on the other side of the street. Just like those, and he gestures down the street to the guys in like full SWAT gear. He has a particularly nasty looking firearm, a make and model I don't recognize. But we need to get into this building. And we can't have him calling out, which can I hear like a radio on him? Like communications on the...
Using your heightened senses, you're definitely going to be able to pick up some kind of static sound, but you're not actually being able to pick up what they're saying.
Okay. Yeah. Don't need him making communications to the rest of them. So perhaps we should double back around the other side of the building, back down toward the antenna, go around the block, and ambush, or cause another distraction of some kind. If someone can cause a distraction to draw him away, or immediately has the means of silencing him.
Again, we have a van.
But that
wedge the extra vest in on the gas pedal, send it down the road. That's going to be a larger distraction than any of us.
Yes, but the problem is that's going to be a loud distraction, which he is most certainly going to call for backup. Our best bet might just be to ambush him and quickly take him out. Or if we have a means of avoiding him entirely, that would be ideal as well, but... Yikes. That is actually intimidating when you look at it up close.
I put a picture of him on the NPC's page.
That is actually intimidating.
Yeah.
I figured I'd throw pictures up when they're needed.
Oh, grief.
Yeah.
If I can get close to him, we could take him out, but it might be best to throw one of those grenades somewhere and hope he runs after it.
Not a bad idea.
It's also going to lead to the problem of who's he going to call for backup at that point.
Also true.
Yes, we need to have a distraction that he thinks he can handle himself.
Mill can't stop himself. His eyes immediately turn to Samuel. He doesn't say anything, but his eyes definitely look at Samuel.
There's a look of nervousness on him when he notices.
I'll go and I'll pat Samuel on the back. It's okay. It's okay. Won't sacrifice you yet.
No, it's not a sacrifice, more of a much needed... They're scanning. They were scanning those civilians down the street. These are, as we've confirmed, or at least suspect, Vatican military. They most certainly know and apparently have the means, perhaps, of detecting who is living and who isn't.
They have some sort of kindred detector, apparently.
It would seem.
I will be the distraction. We just need to coordinate how you'll take him out once I have him distracted.
I can get to him before he has a chance to move. That is certainly no problem.
You need to borrow my crowbar? Quieter than a gun.
It is quieter than a gun.
Mekhet, can I use premonition to see how this is going to go?
That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Go ahead and roll for premonition while concentrating on the situation.
That requires a rouse check.
I believe so.
Yes, it does. And a forced premonition will be a resolve plus aspects.
Thank you.
That's all. Plus offset. Thank you.
I am an encyclopedia of game lore that does not help me in my everyday life.
No, but it will help you here.
That is a failed rouse check from Benjamin.
Okay, Ben, you get a little bit hungrier.
That might be everybody else's problem here shortly.
Oh dear.
And it was resolve plus aspects.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know my character better.
You're fine. It's the first session. 2 successes.
2 successes? All right. The way that we're going to handle this. The way that we're going to handle this is I'm going to go ahead and let you just play it out.
All right, cool.
Let's see how this works. And if, for some reason, it does not go the way you want it to, we possibly will have a redo of the scene. But
That's cool.
that way we can actually see how this would play out and what you actually see in your premonition.
So as
Cool.
this premonition starts, Emil is grabbing the crowbar from Paul. And do you think you can clear the distance quickly enough to assist me?
Yeah, I can be right behind you. He kind of like takes a step back, like he's about to take a running start.
Okay.
Very well. And from the point, like from just the standing position, I will use Blink to move directly behind the soldier.
Okay. There's actually a small alley just off to the side. It's not really an alley. It's just kind of an enclave where the building kind of folds in on itself.
Okay. Can I assume I can reach it with Blink?
Yes, you can definitely reach that with Blink.
Okay, I'll make my rouse check. That is a failure, but I will note that this is a temporary failure.
So you literally just kind of fade out of existence from everybody around you and pop up behind where the soldier is.
And I will make a strike directly to the point between his helmet and the back of his Kevlar.
Okay. So you're trying to do a called shot?
Yes, and I will rouse to add bonus dice to this as well.
Okay.
I'm going to get hungrier. This is a problem.
Yeah. Is it?
It is with my Bane.
It's true.
And I suppose I will make a dex melee to strike him at a -1 success, I think is the rule for call shots.
I believe so.
Okay, so dex melee +2.
Don't forget your hunger.
Oh my god. Well, the hunger won't apply until after this, right?
No. No,
So the
because
hunger
if you if your hunger if you lose it, like get a if you get like a messy critical or something like that, it's going to affect what happens.
Okay. So that is 3 non-hunger dice. And 4 hunger dice.
Oh god.
And I will spend a willpower to re-roll those 3. because that was atrocious.
That's
Looks
better.
like
That is
3
a lot better.
successes to hit this unsuspecting man, -1 for the called shot, so 2 successes to strike him right in the right at the base of the neck
Okay.
with the pronged point of the crowbar.